Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you some of my capacitors. Yes, we got some of them here, over there, and I got some more over here. Not all of my capacitors, some of them. Some inside there and some capacitors in this box. But first I will show you this. This is a normal step down transformer, and yes, it's a bit special because it has 5 wires. One is 100 volts, the second one is 120, the third one is 220, and the fourth one is 240, and the fifth one is the neutral. So what I've done here is, as you can see, I had too much fun with it, so I burned one of the windings between the 100 volt and the 120, so I just short them out like that. Yes, it was burned upside that. So now I get nearly 220 volts when I power it up with 12 volts. Inside that we'll step up that to 220. But I don't want to do that. I'm gonna crank it right up to lots of volts until that measures 7.8 amps. So I put 7.8 amps there. I don't know what voltage it will be, and I will step that up. Let's see what happens. Now it's 7.9 amps. There it's nearly 3 amps on the main, so more than 3 amps. That's 2 amps to the variac and to that, and it's on 60 volts. So count how much voltage we get now here. So we'll do a bit of arcs here. See if I'm burning something up. Let's get hot arcs. It's pretty hot. Oh, lots of bits. Lots of bits. Bits everywhere. Let's see what maximum short current is. 12.9 amps. So let's see what happened. Yes. Lots of bits. Doesn't smell so much. Yes, let's have a look on the capacitors. As here is some of my capacitors. Some of them, not all of them. They got some color marked and some plastic capacitors. These are polyester capacitors, I think. There's other plastic bound capacitors. Some of that. And that's some kind of electrolytics. Here's more electrolytics. Small electrolytics these are, not so big. Yes, and here's some ceramic capacitors. There's more electrolytics. Yes, it's lots of different kind of capacitors inside that. Here we got one tuning capacitor, so we got a, I don't know, plastic bound capacitor, and yes, I'm going to clean that up, sort them. I just wanted electrolytics in that one, but it lots of other stuff. And that's an LED inside that fuse. Yes. Pretty good to use these kind of fuses as isolators. pretty nice standoffs. Here I got some of these capacitors that you can actually bolt to a plate. These are 63 volts and 4700 microfarads. These are nice. I use these for 555 timers. They're pretty good. You have the common here, you put that on the negative side, and you connect that. We're supposed to connect the capacitor on the 555 timer. That means to the trigger and threshold. So connect that and changing the time. This is 1000 picofarads, and that's 100 picofarads. That's 100 nanofarads, and that's 470 nanofarads, and that's 1 microfarad. So pretty good. This is a bigger electrolytics. Not so big actually, that's just one bigger. And that's 450 volts. And the voltage is important on these things. So yes, so I need to do this sometimes. As you can see, this one is 200 volts, and that means if I connect this one into a rectifier, which I connect to the socket, then that will actually pop this capacitor. Because when you rectify 240 volts, you will get 325 volts. That will actually blow this one up. And yes, when you live in the US, if you rectify the 120 volts, you will just get nearly 160, a little bit more than 160 volts. So that will not blow these things up. But if you do it here, kaboom! Magic smoke. Yes, and there's lots of bits inside that. And that's the biggest capacitor I have. This one is a Rifa. It can store 540 joules, or 0.54 kilojoules of energy. This is 6800 microfarads at 400 volts. And yes, pretty good capacitor. And some more capacitors. This one start capacitor. That's another start capacitor, motor start capacitor. This one's a bigger one. It's 100 microfarad and 400 volts. That one's a bit smaller. This one is a vegetable oil one. Yes, come on, focus. Yes, you can see it's vegetable oil capacitor. You can actually take away that solder there and pour it to the frying pan. I don't recommend to do that. There's a micro capacitor. You've all seen that. Some bigger electrolytics, low voltage ones. And that one over there is a defibrillator capacitor. And it's 5000 volts and 40 microfarads. There's another one identical inside that. That's not a defibrillator. There's the smaller ones. That one's low voltage, that is a low voltage too. It's a medium voltage, that's 200 volts. So yes, that was some of my capacitors. And I have some more, because this one is a pretty old capacitors, but they still work. These are more old ones. You find in very old TVs these things. That TVs which has valves in them, old radios as well, valve radios, lots of that inside them. That's also capacitors. Use that for ZVS and stuff. Don't recommend to use that. That will blow up. As you can see here, some more capacitors. I blowed lots of these. This one I was actually four separate banks. That was one bank. The second one, there was a bits left of the third one, and the fourth one was completely blown when I used for ZVS. So no, don't use them. There's more ceramic ones, more electrolytics. Or the oscilloscope tube. Yes, and the last thing is not the capacitor that I'm going to show you. It's a switch. It's a bit old switch I got here. Don't know how old it is. Pretty old, I think. It's this one. As you can see, it's got two fuses on it. I actually changed them. The tops, I mean. But the bottoms is still the old one. As you can see, it's one of these switches. And that's bars. And you pull that down. Actually clamp down here. I think this was rated for, it doesn't stand anywhere, but the fuses are 50 amps each, 50 amps. And yes, some springs on it as well. So when you pull it up, it will just pull these bars up pretty fast, so don't get that arc. Very high current loads. This is an old switch, very nice old switch. Thanks for watching.